We already know. Yeah. We already know. Guess what?
Oh, no. We're moving on, but we're gonna talk more about the Flash.
Yeah. This is all about the Flash. We already know that the movie was already screened to test audiences, and these motherfuckers who live at home in the mom's basement and are pussies, don't have any pay any rent and shit. They have to sign a release form and all that bullshit that they're not gonna say nothing. But finally, one of these motherfuckers, he must have gotten laid for the first time in his life, and he wanted to be a rebel, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and say the whole fucking movie." And so, guess what? We're about to spoil.
Some of these motherfuckers need to talk to their fucking neighbor and tell him to fucking quiet the fuck down.
I already told you, man. This is the problem every weekend. The same shit, but it is what it is, Kike. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Oh, I guess
we're about to spoil the entire Flash movie, according to the guy who saw it. All right. The movie starts with a fucking terrorist attack. And in the terrorist attack, it's in a hospital.
Let me hear. Who was the terrorist?
I don't know. Just random fucking terrorists. All right. Just fucking guys. Bad guys who, they're not trans. They're probably going to be white because they want to represent the white people being evil because that's the way it really is. That's the way it really is.
More than like it's going to be Russian. Yeah.
Russian whites,
Yeah.
Or some Chinese motherfuckers. But anyways, the terrorists get a hospital, and the Batman, and we already know because
it's a hospital.
Hospital, and we already know because we saw Batflick already. We saw all those scenes. We showed him in the past, all the spoilers, the behind the scenes videos of him in the Bat cycle and the stunts and
people
shit.
Almost dying because of the stunts and shit.
You're right. We saw that and shit. Batflick is there, and he goes and helps the Flash save the people in the hospital, and they stop the terrorists. But the terrorists, they cause an explosion, and a nearby bridge starts falling. And so then the Flash and Batman go to the bridge to try to save people after they stop the terrorists. And when they get there, Wonder Woman is already there, and she's saving the people. And so they all kind of meet up, and then they're just saying the Justice League is out there and they're saving people and shit, or at least these three motherfuckers because we fired all the rest. But anyways. Then we start that, and then we keep going, and we have Bruce Wayne and Barry Allen, and they can't get they can't get Barry's father out of jail, because there's not enough evidence to prove that he didn't kill the mother and shit. But Bruce is saying, "Don't worry, we're gonna figure this out."
Bruce is like, you kind of look cute like Robin. You kind of remind me of Robin. You want to live with me, and Yeah.
Kiki, don't make it weird, okay? Anyways,
I mean, that's kind of it looks like that.
Bruce Wayne, Batflick tells Barry, Barry tells Batflick, hey, when we were in the Justice League movie, I actually traveled back in, we lost, and I actually traveled back in time a few seconds so that we could win and rewrite and we fix things. And Bruce is all like, wow, I had no idea you did that. That is very dangerous. I recommend you never do that again, because you don't understand the consequences of what you might do to reality or the timelines. And Barry's like, oh, okay. But Barry
don't know me. And then he kissed him in the balls. Yeah.
And he left to Hawaii. So Barry leaves. And he went away to Hawaii, causes trouble over there in the bars, and she gets arrested.
That's
but anyways, Barry leaves Bruce, and he says, fuck you. And he says, I'm going to travel back in time and save my mom anyways. And he goes to the Speed Force, and when he's in the Speed Force, he sees the Black Flash, and it's chasing him. But he blacks out when he's in the Speed Force, and when he wakes up,
it's the Black Flash, and he's chasing him. Fuck.
Yeah, the Black Flash is chasing him, and he blacks out. And when he wakes up, he's in 2013. And he's like, shit, my mom's still alive. I haven't even gotten my powers. This is perfect. And so what the motherfucker figures out, Geeky, is that the way to save his mom is to make sure she doesn't get home to cook dinner that night when she gets killed. And so
I wonder what they're going to wear in that movie. Like in 2013, what are this? Because you've seen Back to the Future and shit like that. And
we've seen the photos, and we'll show them here in a little bit.
Yeah,
what he's going to be wearing.
I know, but it's so fucking stupid. It's so close to being close to everything that we've seen that it's going to be well, it kind of looks the same as 2013.
Well, if you let me explain the movie, maybe you'll understand why. Right. He figures out that the way to save the mom is to make sure she doesn't make dinner. And so that night they were cooking spaghetti or some bullshit Italian shit. And so he goes to the store and he takes all the tomato sauce from the store. And so the mom has to go to a farther away store, and so she doesn't even make it home on time, and she doesn't get killed. And he's all happy, like, all right, my mom's gonna be alive. And then he yeah.
What an action movie. Let me take the tomato cans out of the house so my mom doesn't die. That's a great fucking movie.
From the store, Kike. From the store, not from the house. Pay attention.
Excuse me. It has a lot more action. There's probably going to be some fucking art action.
All right. It's a long movie, and we also have 2 more episodes to review, Kike. So come on, let's keep this going. Stop being a fucking high-ass motherfucker. All right. The internet was fucking up there. Sorry, y'all. Barry meets his younger self in 2013, and we already saw this in the pictures. The fucking woke ass motherfucker with the longer hair and shit. And he tells him like, "Hey, what's up?" and all this shit. And they start talking, and Barry ends up thinking in his head what Bruce told him, and he's all like, "Fuck, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this." And he finds out that the day that he's in is the day he's supposed to get his powers. And that because he's over here hanging out with himself, he's preventing himself from being in the position that he's supposed to be to get hit by the accident and get the powers. And so he fucking takes Barry to the lab where the lightning's gonna strike and tries to put him in the place where it's supposed to happen. But this dumbass is in the way, and the lightning strikes and the accident happens and they both get hit. And what ends up happening is that the young Barry from 2013, he gets the powers, but the powers from the older guy, he loses them. Ezra Miller loses the powers. And so then he's all like, well, fuck. Now I'm fucking stuck in 2013 and I don't have powers to run back to my time. And so he starts telling him, we need to go find the Justice League. And Barry, young Barry, tells him, what the fuck is the Justice League? Because in 2013, Aquaman is a secret. Wonder Woman hasn't appeared. There is no Superman. Like, the Justice League doesn't exist yet. And so he's all like, well, fuck. And he goes, well, there's a Batman, isn't there? There's a Bruce Wayne.
I'm not going to lie, man. This fucking movie sucks already.
Yeah. It gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh, my God.
And so he tells him, well, there's a Bruce Wayne here, isn't there? And he goes, yeah, there's a Bruce Wayne. Well, we got to go talk to him. He's Batman. And so then they fucking go.
They told him right away. Yeah, we all know he's Batman.
No. The older guy tells him, we got to go talk to him. He's Batman. So they go to Bruce Wayne Manor, and when they get there, both of them, not just the older Barry, the younger one, he's all like, hey, this doesn't look like Wayne Manor. Like, I've been to Wayne Manor. And then the young Barry's all like, I've passed by through here, and it never looked like this. And so they break in there. And they see Michael Keaton in there, and that supposedly when they first see him, that he has crazy ass hair and a beard, like a crazy homeless, and he's in the kitchen making a sandwich when they arrive with a knife, spreading mayonnaise, and then he pulls a knife and he goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing here? You want to get nuts?" Like that's where the line comes in. Yeah, because they he thinks they're robbing the place. You kids want to get nuts, motherfucker? He's holding a knife, and they calm him down and they explain. And then Bruce cleans himself up, he shaves or whatever. And he tells him, I've been studying the multiverse and shit, and I think what you did is you didn't jump into another timeline. I think you're merging realities. What you did is you're merging realities, he goes, because the stuff I'm seeing is not from my world either. And I'm not from this world, because you guys know another Bruce Wayne, but now I'm here. And they look at the news, and they see that General Zod is arriving, like from the events from Man of Steel. And Barry realizes, like, holy shit, we're back in the past. This is when General Zod first arrives and shit. We need Superman. And then Bruce Wayne tells him, like, oh, man, like, I don't want to get involved in this, but fuck, I guess I'm going to have to help you guys. And he tells him, like, well, there's a Superman, and he's being held. There's the alien, and he's being held by the U.S. government. And Barry's all like, well, we need to go get him. And so all 3 of them go. And now remember, the main Barry Allen doesn't have powers. The new Barry Allen has powers, but he's brand new. He doesn't know how to use them fully. And now we have old Bruce Wayne being Batman for the first time in 30 years and shit. But anyways, they get to the facility and they get in there. They break in there.
Man.
Yeah, Batman. They get to the facility and they break in there. And when they get in there, they all freak out because there is no Superman. There's a Supergirl. And they're all like,
oh, everyone's fucking on. Everyone in the left is like, fuck that lady. She can never be our new god.
Yeah. So there's a Bruce, there's a Supergirl now, and so they're all freaked out, but they go back to the Batcave, and they come up with a plan, and this is the coolest part I think of this movie, is they actually follow the actual Flashpoint, and because Barry doesn't have powers anymore, Bruce Wayne comes up with an idea, and he puts him in an electrical, like an electric chair. And puts him on top of Wayne Manor during a fucking thunderstorm. This isn't a comic book. This is straight from the cartoon. This is badass.
You mean Frankenstein?
Yeah, just like Frankenstein. And they put a rod there. And
this is why DC never fucking. DC sucks, man. Come on. All right, proceed.
Fuck you. This is the best part of it because this is ripped straight from the comic books, which is badass. Right. And they electrocute him, and he tries to recreate the same accident. But Barry gets he doesn't die, but he gets all burnt and electrocuted. It doesn't work, and he's all like all fucked up. And then Supergirl grabs Barry and then flies him up into the thunderstorm so they can both get electrocuted, and they get electrocuted again, and they come down, but Barry is dead. And then the young Barry Allen touches him. Yeah. The young Barry Allen.
They got almost dead man, like who's already fucking burned, and you take it to the atmosphere to fucking get stricken by a fucking light again. Yeah, you're gonna kill that motherfucker again, you dumbass.
He dies, and then the young Barry Allen touches him, and sparks fly into the corpse, and it activates the healing factor, and it heals, and he's back to normal, and he has powers again. And so from there, they all suit up. He has powers again. And from there, they all suit up, and they make a suit for the young Barry Allen. They get one of the old Batman suits, which is why they had spray painted the old Batman suit and put a flash on it. That's what that picture was. Mm-hmm. And they go out.
That up a long time ago. Yeah.
And they go out to meet Zod. When they get there, Zod is talking to the military, and he's demanding, "Bring me Kal-El, the son of Krypton, Superman." And because everything's merged, they don't know that, well, there's a girl that's a super, and there's no Kal-El. Her name's Kara. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. And Zod gets super mad because he's from the other reality, and he only knows Kal-El. And he gets super mad, and he's like, "Fuck you." Yeah. Fuck you.
Why did you change your name? I mean, like, what's your pronoun?
Yeah, what's this gender shit that's going on? This is not supposed to happen in my timeline. What the fuck?
Shit. And back in my world.
He was a man that had a penis. Yeah. And he kills General Swanson. He kills the Swanwick. He kills the Green Martian, the Martian Manhunter. Yeah. The heroes get there, and they fight Zod. And they beat him because they lure him, instead of like the way it happened in Man of Steel, they lure him into the desert, and so nobody gets killed. They fight over there. Yeah, they fight over there, and they kill Zod, and they win. But in the fight, Michael Keaton's Batman gets injured, and he dies, Kike. And before he dies, he tells Barry Allen, the future one, he tells him, "Hey, kid, you know what? Thank you for making me a hero again, because I was bitter. I was old. I didn't want to be Batman anymore. And for one last ride, like, I did it again. I saved the world." And then he dies.
I did it again.
Yeah. And he tells him shit about, like, now it's your turn to be a hero and make things right again. And so then Barry goes back to the store, and he puts all the fucking cans back so his mother could die. Yeah. And he decides to travel back into the future now that he fixed things. And when he travels back into the future, he sees the Black Flash again, chasing him. And the Black Flash, he looks at him. I don't know how they're going to explain this, but they say that here, the Black Flash is actually future Barry Allen. If Barry Allen had not put the fucking cans back, like if he would have let his mom lived, he would have gotten corrupted by the Speed Force, become an evil. And so the evil one was trying to stop this good one from, I still want to live. And so now he does that, he disintegrates and he fades away. And he's back in his own.
See, that's why I don't have marinara in my fucking house.
Yeah. I just go and get it whenever you need it. He's now in his own time. And when they get there, they find out that there's new evidence and the father is freed from jail. And he's all like, this is awesome. And then the Mercedes-Benz, the Mercedes-Benz from the beginning of the movie that Bruce Wayne, talked to Barry Allen, pulls up and it opens up. And Barry Allen looks in there and it's not Batfleck, it's Michael Keaton. And he's all like, what the fuck? But Michael Keaton doesn't remember anything Barry's talking about. Michael Keaton's like, what are you talking about? This is the way it's always been. Like, you're acting weird. You're acting weird.
I'm old. I don't remember anything.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Supergirl lands there to congratulate them. And that's when Barry Allen realizes, wait a minute, something's really wrong here. The DCEU has changed. Aquaman, and there's a bad girl, and there's all this woke ass shit. What the fuck am I? And the movie ends there.
And then, like, the extra scene at the end is like him fired. He's out auditioning for another film.
He's at Marvel trying to get into a MCU and shit. Maybe you should go ask Zack Snyder for help because he's giving every fucking deadbeat actor a fucking job over there at Netflix.
And that's the truth, everybody.
Yeah. Hey. But we got end of credit scenes too, Kike.
Yeah.
The first end of credit scene is it's Ezra Miller, and he goes to a bar and Aquaman's fucking drunk there. Jason Momoa is drunk there, and he's carrying him out, and he carries him out of the bar, and he's like, "Don't worry, we're gonna get you home. We're gonna sober you up." And he puts him against the wall, and he says, "Wait right here. I'll be right back." And he zooms. And he goes to his house, and I guess he's going to the fridge to get electrolytes for him or something. He goes to the fridge. Gatorade or something to wake his ass up.
Get him some McDonald's, my man.
Yeah. So he goes to the kitchen, and when he goes there, there's a bing on his computer. And he goes really quick to the computer to see what the fuck. And there's a message, and he clicks on it. And it's Ben Affleck's Batman, and he tells him, Barry, what the fuck did you do? You're destroying reality. You need to fix this.
He's just like smacking some ass.
What did you do? You made life better for me. You better fix this. Yeah. And that's how it ends. So it's almost like they're setting up Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Christ is an infinite worlds?
Yeah.
That's a fucking biblical thing.
Yeah, because all reality is being destroyed, but that's crazy because they could actually bring, if they decide to move forward with this, Kike, they could actually bring, if they move forward with this, they could actually bring Robert Pattinson's Batman, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Michael Keaton's Batman all in the same movie fighting.
I don't know, man. I think you're aiming too high on this one. I don't know. I want to see the fucking like movie just because I'm really curious. This is so far off, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, this is crazy. Look, this is DC. DC, look, I'll straight.
So fucked up, dude. Like, there's nothing consistent in DC, man.
I'll tell you, like, this thing about DC is that they tried to do Infinity War in fucking 2 movies. And Justice League, Batman versus Superman and Justice League was Infinity War saga. In 2 movies, they tried to do it, and now they're trying to do the multiverse. Marvel's trying to spread it out, doing 10 years. It's gonna be a while before we find out Kang and the villain and all this shit. And you motherfuckers are trying to just make it in 2-3 movies and shit. David Zasselot's in for his money. They're gonna lose a lot of money. He's gonna be fired in a year or 2.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
You want to do another movie? Imagine. Oh, well, fuck you.
Yeah. DC, fuck you. And fuck you, David Zaslav.
Exactly.
You don't know how to use the characters.
Hey, like shit like this, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And check out the full podcast on the link to the right, where we discuss more topics we don't post on these short videos. Peace.